Hi everyone, welcome and thank you so much for being here with me today. It is my honor, it is my life purpose, and brings me joy to have this channel for all of you. And as I always say, these readings are all inclusive, and I do my very best to keep this channel safe for all of us. They are always brought to you, these messages are always brought to you with love and light from Spirit, and they are meant to guide you to heal and to affect your energy in a positive way. And so this morning, by the way, it is Tuesday? 25th, 26th, 27th, I believe, of December 2022. And I hope that all of you had a beautiful holiday, no matter what you celebrate. I hope it was beautiful and will continue to be. And I am praying for each and every one of you through this holiday season. I will say that for some of us, the holidays can be a bit sad sometimes, and they can be challenging and a lot of things, but one thing that we have to remember is that we are our own light. We are the light, and it is our responsibility to pick ourselves up when we are down. And I'm not saying this is not a judgment statement. I'm just saying, believe me, it has been a trying, more grief for me. This year, it just hit so hard. And so Christmas Eve, leading up to Christmas, it was emotional for me every day. And for those of us who are missing our loved ones at this time of year, know that when you really feel them like the way you feel them and miss them and long for them, I believe that's their energy reaching out to us as well. And so with that said, I do want to say that Spirit is here. The angels are here to comfort us, and I've been really feeling Archangel Michael lately. So interesting because someone that I care for a lot has been looking at this Archangel Michael ring for the longest time. Beautiful onyx, black onyx, and it has a I think it says Saint Michael. It has a sword. And what's funny is I've been feeling this energy for a while now, Archangel Michael. Excuse me. And I feel like this protective energy is here with us. So when I bought the ring and I was wrapping it for Christmas, I looked at it and I just felt this overwhelming sense of protection and love. And I feel like Archangel Michael is here with us today amongst many other angels and guardian angels. Excuse me while I take a sip of my hot coffee. And I encourage you, if you drink coffee or whatever, put cinnamon in it. It's delicious. So that's what I'm having this morning. But I feel like Archangel Michael's here for all of us and our spirit guides, guardian angels. I feel like there's a big, I don't want to say, well, maybe kind of like an army of protection around us and love and nurturing and caring. And so this morning I felt guided to read from Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. He's amazing. If you've never heard of him, look him up. He works with the angels. Amazing person. So as we go into this reading, I'm wondering and sensing that some of you have been seeing a lot of numbers, like duplicates or maybe even triplicates. Whatever numbers they are, I feel like a lot of you have been seeing the number 2. And I feel like that number 2 is very significant right now for some of you. You may even see 2 in the form of a combination of numbers. And so with that number 2, you are being reassured by your angels that everything is fine. And so whatever stories are in your head about worry, about finances, about health, about career, about whatever it is, the angels are saying, your feelings of hope lead to positive outcomes. Your feelings of this is all they're focusing on, but I'm telling you, when we focus on the negative, then we're fulfilling our own prayers with the negative thoughts and energy. And so this number 2 is popping up, and this is why I believe our angels are here today with us. They're saying, we're around you, we're encircling you, we're just asking you to ask us to buoy your faith, to help you and assist you in your journey on the way to freedom from defeated feelings. Okay, and some of us feel just worn out. I feel that some of us feel very worn out from our journey, and I do feel that for some of you, especially after this holiday season, some of you are going to be taking a trip, and I'll get into that later. But let me look at what our angels have to say. Okay, these keepers of the light, very beautiful beings of love and nurturing, and what I'm hearing is enlightenment. So let's get on with this. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Yes, there is a soul expansion happening, and I believe it happens, often, frequently on our path. There is a soul expansion, an awakening, if you will, because along with that card came the awakening presence here. Okay, for El Moira. And so I believe that this awakening presence here, this awakening feeling of awakening, I truly believe that with our soul expansion here, I believe that we are opening up to connecting to our, for some of you, your third eye. For some of us, it is we're sort of awakening from a slumber where maybe we were figuratively asleep because there were certain energies we couldn't handle, that we didn't need within ourselves in those moments. So it almost felt like we were, asleep, not knowing which way to go, wondering where our path is leading us, all of those kinds of things. And so our angels are saying to us, you're awakening into something more fulfilling, self-fulfilling, and almost rapturous for some of you, a feeling of enlightenment, and also like a lighter load, a lighter energy, walking with a lighter step. And I feel as if we've been feeling inklings of this for a while, but we haven't really seen the full effect of this light energy coming in, because we've had to go through these valleys, peaks and valleys, and it's like it's almost like when I use this reference a lot, but as a kid I had a lot of stomach bugs, so it would peak, and then it would go to a lull where the peak would be, okay, bad stomach ache, and then your body naturally rids itself of whatever is in in your system that it's not right, right? So I feel like then you go into the lows where you feel better, and you're praying that you don't get any more of these stomach aches and that it's almost over, right? But that's the way I feel with our energy, with this phase that some of us have been going through, where it's been feeling unfamiliar energy, not quite sure where to pinpoint it. Like what isn't quite right? Something doesn't feel right on my path. It just doesn't feel right anymore. And so some of us may have been feeling exhaustion or physical symptoms, or sadness or mourning. I myself have been going through a lot of mourning lately, because I'm about ready to change where I am in my profession to something else. And it feels to me a little scary, kind of sad, but also feels right. And so when we go through our spiritual journey and physical journey and we feel these ups and downs, I believe it's our higher self, or our soul, our inner dialogue, whatever you want to call it, making room for a new path, a new chapter, something new in our lives that's changing. And for some of us, it's not even, for some of us, it's maybe something that might seem small to someone else, but it's huge for us, for our own well being, our own soul. And so I feel that this is an opportunity in this message here to learn why we've been feeling this way. For me, one of the most obvious things is grief, because I miss my son. But I know that the grieving will take time. And I know that, and I have faith that there is a light, I was going to say a light at the end of the rainbow, a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a beautiful healing happening here for all of us in different ways. And so the blessing here as we close out this year is that in 2023, we are going to find significant healing in some sort of loss, because when we have faith and trust in God, your divine creator, in yourself, in your guides, whatever you choose to believe, we are rewarded with blessings, and something new comes in. Sometimes that something new can never replace what was gone, right? But it's a different blessing. It is a welcome blessing. It is relief. That's not to say you won't still mourn sometimes, but I'm saying this blessing coming in is significant in feeling better emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so I do fully believe, guys, that we are in this space where the ups and downs are evening out. And I believe in this message. I believe in what Spirit is trying to say as a promise to us, that whatever we have gone through, we are awakening to something so beautiful in our lives. And for some of us, it could be a total transformation in your perception, or a total transformation in your feelings about relationships or love, a total transformation in maybe a career that you belong in, that suits you, that is better for you, and that will nourish your soul. For some of us, we are going into a beautiful earning cycle, is what I'm hearing, in regards to finances, but not just that, banking, good karma that comes back to us in this lifetime and in others. And I feel that this message is so significant today to someone. I know it is, because I know it is to me. And Pardon me while I sip on my coffee. It is early here. It is 6:04 a.m. in the Northeast, and I have the week off. Whoop whoop. I have the week off for Christmas, and I really believe that this is a much needed downtime. For some of you, you need to find the time to maybe on the way home from work take an extra, like a scenic route, or find some place to stop off and maybe even just smell the flowers or find flowers or something that is makes you happy. It makes your soul sing, right? I do believe that we are in the midst of a grand awakening to a happiness and relief, or a more calm energy that maybe you've never known. This angel hope here represents hope. And she's saying love and acceptance, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and say, ew, I really don't like this. Look at yourself as a beautiful being of light. And I know people that are very obsessed with their looks. I know one person that is constantly messing with her hair, and she'll make comments that draw your attention to her hair because that's what she's talking about. And so I said to her one day, you know, if you don't draw attention to it, people aren't going to notice. And but she says it all, oh, my hair, just look at my hair, it's so awful today. And I'm thinking, okay, so why would you want to draw attention to that? But that's how the universe works. It's like, why are you drawing the universe's attention to negative thoughts or bad thoughts about yourself, maybe about your body or your image, or things that you've done in the past that maybe you can't go back and change now? But the beautiful part in all of this is that those decisions we've made, those things that we've done, they've all been learning curves. Guys, everything on this journey is a learning experience. It is about the journey. And I know that some people are so fixated on the future. I'm sorry, my cat is messing around. So some people are so fixated on what's coming next, and I do it myself. I want to know. But you fail to receive the blessing in what is now, and what's, what I've experienced, with the lessons I've learned. And yeah, things were rough, but you know what? I always get this visual of ascended Master Jesus walking with a cross on his back. And I'm sure it was difficult. It was painful. All of those things. It's like walking uphill with bricks on your shoulders, or a cross, a heavy wooden something on your back. But once you get rid of that extra weight, it's such a relief. And it's a beautiful feeling of relief. And so I feel like whatever extra weight we've been carrying with us on this journey, the chaotic thoughts, the worry, the fears, the uncertainty, the feeling of unworthiness, what have I done to deserve this type of feeling? I feel like that goes away with this beautiful awakening that you and I, all of us, will experience in some way, shape, or form. We will experience this grand awakening that leads us into a more excuse me, fruitful experience, is what I'm hearing. And so our Lady of Faith here comes to us to represent humanity and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust that the good in yourself and others. Trust. See the light in the world, right? See the light in the world. You are the light in the world. See yourself as light, as beauty, as worthiness. feeling worthy and feeling as if, yes, we are human beings, and yes, we do have experiences, but we know that we can rise above the challenges. We can get through things that we never thought we could, because we are created in the image of a divine source, right? And so if we think of it that way, I was telling someone the other day at a Christmas party, I said, "Are you driving yet?" And he said, "No, not yet. I'm scared." And I said, "Well, you know what? You have to bear in mind that you're in charge of the vehicle. It's not in charge of you. It takes you have to direct the car what to do. You have to put it in gear. You have to put the brakes on. You have to accelerate. You have to turn on your turn signal. You have to whatever." And I said, "That's you in charge." So right there, that kind of takes the edge off of, the car won't drive itself. So it kind of takes a little pressure off of the idea that, you're going to get in the car and something bad's going to happen. You're in charge. You will not let anything bad happen to yourself. Am I correct? Yes. And so I truly believe that Spirit is trying to tell us you are in control of your light, of your moods, of your energy, how you feel. And yes, some of us are affected like a sponge. We soak up other people's energies, but with practice, we know that we can meditate, we can shift our energy to protect ourselves, and surround ourselves with some people like crystals, or the black onyx for protection. Some people, swear by saging their home or their person, and some people do nightly prayers to bless the house, to bless the car, to bless wherever you are. But I do believe that we are on the coming to the crest of the hill with that heavy burden, and soon it will be taken away from us, and we will see the beauty. We will just forget about the pain. We will not experience that type of pain again, because we will see the beauty of that beautiful hilltop, that clearing, that place that feels like freedom. Some of you have had some inner demons, so to speak. Don't take me literally. That has held you back, that has made you feel confused, lonely, sad, emotional, kind of scared at times. But I do believe that we are at the tail end of all of that, and we are only going to experience something, some good things coming up. Okay, I do want to take a look at the Enchanted Map card deck for a moment, guys, and see what our guides have to say in regards to this experience that we've been going through. And as I said in the last reading, there are blessings ahead in 2023 for all of us. We have paid our dues, so to speak. Not that we had to, but just you get the gist. We have gone through trials and tribulations. We have gone through ups and downs. We have gone from maybe hungry to satiated. And so we have experienced a lot of things on our journey that have maybe made us question our journey. But here we have the treasure card, right? For me, I feel like this represents somebody protecting herself and sheltering herself. And she hasn't come out from under that umbrella because she's afraid. And she's fearful of making a wrong decision. Or maybe the wrong decision was in the past and she can't quite get out from under that shadow, right? But I feel like this treasure that she's protecting, she doesn't realize that this treasure is her light, her blessings that are already there for her. She doesn't understand that inside of that beautiful treasure chest, which I'll call herself, her soul, her energy, her light, there are so many things that are new and exciting and beautiful for her on this journey. And I feel like she has sort of, in some ways, halted that for herself, unwittingly, of course, because she was scared. Wasn't sure what to experience, wasn't sure about the experiences and what might come. But she knows that it's time to open up that treasure chest and let the blessings flow, let the light emerge, and let herself feel for once what really truly is her own feelings of self-worth and love and light. When I say her, everyone, I don't mean this is only for women, because we all have male and female energies within ourselves, right? And so when I say her, this is all inclusive. Just remember that. I do feel as if there is an opportunity to really listen to messages, signs, intuitive, whatever your intuition is trying to tell you, or your inner voice, your higher self. This is an opportunity to listen and to trust now, because I do believe in the past we have heard, but we haven't truly listened to our inner light, our voice, the direction of where we need to go, because that fear gets in the way. If you remember, back in the day, team meetings or team events would happen in the workplace, where team building, that's what I'm trying to say, team building events, where they had this one exercise where your teammates stand behind you and you let yourself fall backwards. You let yourself fall, and that requires sheer trust and faith that someone will catch you, right? And so I believe that this is that time where your angels are saying, don't you know we're right behind you? Don't you know that you're not going to fall back to where you were? You've learned those lessons. You've done that. You've been there. You don't need to go back. And so I believe that our guides are here to say, you have a safety net. That is you. That is us. That is your divine creator. You've been through enough, and you've learned some lessons. Some of you have been through the mill. I'm telling you, I know it. But it's now time to listen, really listen to your inner voice, to your guides, and trust in yourself. Trust in your divine creator, and trust in your guides. You may be feeling a spark. You may be feeling inklings, like I said, ups and downs. You might be feeling those inklings of joy and something fresh coming in, something new, something beautiful for yourself, right? I do want to look at the Ascended Masters deck real quick, because I believe that our Ascended Masters are here. I felt the presence of our Ascended Master Jesus last night and this morning, and I feel like that energy, that Christ-like energy, is a very forgiving energy. For some of you, you've held on to guilt for a very long time because something in your life didn't pan out the way you thought it would. Could be disappointment in someone or something, or a disappointment in yourself. But Jesus says forgiveness starts with you, with yourself, right? And if you remember, if you studied Jesus, anything about Jesus, you know that he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And it was the ultimate example of forgiveness as he, in the story, was on the cross. And so I truly believe that this forgiveness that Jesus is referring to is forgiveness of yourself. Okay? Because I believe that a lot of us are so willing to forgive other people and move on. But do we really forgive ourselves? I think the answer is not really. And so it's super important to nourish our own. We can have fertile ground to plant seeds, but if we don't nourish it and take care of it, it's not going to work out. It's not going to grow. The plants aren't going to grow as good as they could, or some of them may not make it past the breaking soil. And so Jesus says this is key. This is key to your longevity and happiness and stability and faith and trust and strength and joy. So let me just ask our which one did I just take from? Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Are these the map cards? These aren't the map cards. These are Ascended Master cards. Okay, great. Thank you. So we have St. Francis who comes to us today to say, follow your heart. See that light emanating from her? That light is your light. That's your light, to have faith and follow your heart for the guidance that you receive, the trust in yourself, forgiving yourself and knowing that you can be trusted. The decisions you made perhaps were, maybe now you're saying they weren't the greatest for the past, but you know what? They're learning experiences. You can't go back. But what you can do is you can say, okay, it's like when you raise a child, you teach them how to do certain things, how to walk, how to eat, how to brush your teeth, all of the essential things that you need to do. You teach your child. And so I feel like all of our learning experiences along the way have been us learning, and maybe learning from mistakes, but learning to forgive and move on, to forgive ourselves and pick up our feet and dust ourselves off and move on, because this is how we grow, guys. It's how we grow. I had a discussion. I had a moment yesterday. I'm human. I'm going to be honest. I had a moment followed by a huge cry. But I had some moments where I questioned my how my children were raised. And I was just, for a little bit, I was feeling some things that were not positive, probably. As a parent, you do question your parenting skills sometimes. Did I make the right decision? Was I too harsh? Was I too strict? Was I not strict enough? Did I coddle them too much? Did I teach them responsibility? Those kinds of things. And so that's where Jesus says it's that, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And what I feel from that is we have to forgive ourselves, because I feel that this journey of learning and racking up the experiences is we were innocent. We didn't know. So we made a decision. We did things a certain way. It doesn't mean that you're beat yourself up the rest of your life. It means I learned from these experiences, and it was what it was, and now I move forward, right? And so I believe that this beautiful message brought to you by this Christ-like energy is here to tell us, relax, chill out. It's time to stop being uptight by everything. and to stop worrying and wondering, if I'm not in complete control, what's going to happen? Is everything going to fall apart? Da 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 da. And so our inner voice is trying to tell us, choose peace. Choose peace with ourselves, with our past. And don't even think about the future. Think about now. Choose peace within yourself. Get into a meditative or quiet space doing something, even, adult coloring or whatever it is that makes you happy, to focus on something other than the negative, and to find that you're happy with yourself in that moment is just so priceless. It's huge to find that you're happy within yourself in that moment, and practice that every day if you can, to bring yourself to that space where you feel good about who you are, where you are, and the rest will work itself out for you. And that's what I feel from this beautiful energy that's here today to tell us, get over the past. And it's not, for some of you, it's not just snapping a finger and you're over it. It's practicing every day something good, finding that space within yourself that feels good, and breathing in that beautiful space, that energy. It brings more lighter energy in. That's what the universe is attracting to. And so we have this retreat into nature, this green man card, right? Now this card for me is a powerful card because I feel it represents so many things. It represents, you see the heart, it represents a natural healing. For me, it represents our divine creator sort of swooping in to show us love, to give us love and understanding and unconditional love. And also, I believe this retreat into nature is representing retreating into yourself, your own light, and revealing the beauty of who you are, the evergreen, I want to say evergreen, freshness of your inner self, your light, your voice, your you. So I also believe that this, when I see this, I'm going to say I see money, and I see that if you just relax a little bit and stop waking up in the middle of the night worrying about what should I do, how can I make more income streams, work on the richness of yourself. Love yourself. Have faith. There's so many people in desperation. I feel that's why it's so oversaturated with these online businesses and selling and online and trying to compete with everybody else. I feel that is desperate energy. But when we come to a place where we do not feel desperate, we let ourselves naturally flow into abundance because we know we're abundance. That's when it flows in. That's when it happens. And we automatically know, go for this or go for that, or invest in this, invest in that. Whatever it is that we feel is right for us with no doubts. That's when the abundance flows in because it's flowing through you. Know that. Trust it. I do also feel that there is a significant change on the horizon in regards to things in your life that just haven't been right in the workplace. Things are changing, and it may even catch you by surprise, and you may have to catch your breath. But like I said, I feel like a lot of you are going on a trip. You're going to be taking a retreat. Maybe for some of you it's a leave of absence. I don't know. All I know is it's needed, whatever it is, because you have to get within yourself. You have to follow that voice within yourself, that authentic you, because you are a leader. You are that divine. light, and you are that divine intellectual being. You are that path as you tread your path and you stay on your path in your lane. And so if you see this tree, I feel like it's kind of like the tree of life with the clock there. Everything happens in the timing it's supposed to for you. And if we can master that belief and thought process, we can conquer most things. I believe all things. So everything happens in divine timing for a reason. And yes, you'll know if you push on something and it's not time yet, you'll know. But for the most part, the divine timing comes at exactly the right timing, even though sometimes we don't feel like it is. We feel like, oh my God, what's taking so long? Why do I still have to go through this? Why am I still on this path? I believe that the divine timing is not like the timing here on earth, where we are on this plane. Divine timing is when your soul is right, when everything aligns the way it should, when you've done your inner work, when you feel like you belong with things rather than having to chase a dream. It's more like, no, the dream is here. I just have to open up to it. And so it's those kinds of energies that are flowing around us right now. You have an inner compass. You have a divine compass, and it is guiding you, and you're feeling it. And when you feel that surge of, okay, this feels right, then go with that. Don't hold back, because that's when we cheat ourselves of blessings. Is there anything else, guides? Yes. Okay. I've been seeing fives. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I've been seeing fives lately for the longest time. I'll look at the clock, it's 5:55. I'll just be in focusing or in meditation, I see a 5. And when we see those numbers, they are significant for some, in some way, shape, or form, they're significant. It is our guides telling us trust and change. When we see fives, I believe. For me personally, I believe that trust in this change. This is a change, and it's good for you. Trust that they're trying to get our attention. When you see the duplicate and triplicate numbers, I truly believe our guides are trying to tap us on the shoulder and say, wake up. This is a good change. Don't fear it. Let the tower fall if it has to, because in the rebuilding of that tower, something even grander comes in. Anything else, guides? Show me the way. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so this is Psychic Tarot for the heart. Okay? And the card that picked us is Take the Lead, right? Like I just said, take the lead. You're in the driver's seat. I feel like I was thinking of that song, Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood. And I feel like sometimes we just need to let go of our own tornado within ourselves and let it clear out and try not to force things. To let ourselves heal, to let ourselves sort of take the lead on our, our emotions, our do I choose to wake up in a bad mood or good mood? Do I choose to be suspicious or not today? I can go into that a lot in great detail, but I'm not going to. But what I can say is that you have to be able to trust yourself. And believe me, I know I'm very affected by other people's energy, by their behaviors, by their actions, by how they treat other people, and I can let it really get to me. And so the other day, It was like a dam broke. I have been really affected by some things at work lately, and it's been carrying over into my home life, and I had had enough of it. And I woke up one morning and I was in tears and I was praying and I was feeling the guidance from, I believe, well, from our divine creator, from God. But I also felt Archangel Michael there guiding me and saying, enough. This isn't who you are. Those people or issues are not yours. It's not your burden. Yeah, I work with these people, but I also know that I have a choice, and I don't have to let this affect my home life, at least while I'm still there. I don't have to let behaviors of others ruin my day or affect my mood or affect my family when I get home. And so I just had this feeling of, it was almost like a cutting of the cord, sort of a separating of not getting upset anymore about it, because I care about myself too much to let all of that affect me and my home life. And so the choices that, we have choices. We can move on. We can choose to rise above all that, or we can stay and wallow in self-pity and all that gross energy. I chose to rise above, but I also chose to, sort of like, there's a disconnect now. It's like I'm not connected the way I was. And so it's like this invisible wall of energy that it's like you can't go through that wall and get to me anymore. And I think it's because I came to peace with myself about following my own, taking the lead and following my own intuition of what I need to do, moving on, finding new experiences, finding new contacts, new groups of people, and however long that takes me is however long that takes me. But in the meantime, I am separated from all of that energy. Do I still participate? Yes, of course. I'm very cordial and professional and all of that. But no more, no more. I deserve better than drama and all the other crap that goes along with stuff. Stuff like that. So I honestly believe that we are in control of our own field of dreams. We are right there. We are hatching our own. We're giving birth to something new in this field of dreams that's ours. Ours. It's not even ours for the taking. It's ours. It's not something we have to take. It's with us. It's our own field of dreams that we have been cultivating and coming into a healing in a place where we can accept and welcome those blessings and dreams with open arms, without doubt, without fear, without suspicion. I really feel, guys, like we are in a place, I feel like it's spiritual upgrades, which permeates to our physical world. So I feel like we are in the presence of a spiritual upgrade, and what felt like a pause is no longer a pause. We will be moving forward by unlocking our own, by having the key to unlock ourselves out of that imprisonment we were in. Okay? I do feel, let me do one more. This is from the Sacred Spirit reading cards. I just want to do one card for you, and then we're going to wrap this up because I feel like it is time to, start our day and move on with things. What do we have, guys? Show us the way. Doesn't it feel good to be spiritually in the presence of such great energy? It feels beautiful. So what I see here is clear and activate, create sacred space. So this, I believe, this message in and of itself is bringing some assistance to us clearing our space. I feel like this message is a clear, clearing the path of our energy to move us into something more peaceful, more spiritual, more enlightenment, more faith and trust, as I said earlier. But yes, we are in this energy right now. And whatever you have been feeling, like I said before, exhaustion, confusion, uncertainty, doubt, fear, regret, clear your space. Move that the hell out, because it doesn't belong anymore. And by creating that beautiful self-love for yourself, finding the positives within you and what you see and what you feel within yourselves, finding a sacred space to just be, allowing yourselves to take time to yourselves. I know this has been a hectic time of year, because believe me, I've been feeling it. But it's super, super important to take those moments for yourself. Like I said, take an extra long scenic route to get milk or groceries or whatever it is you need to do. Take some extra time. Things are not going to fall apart when you're not in control, right there in control of something. You are going to find that it is beneficial for you, even just having quiet. Sometimes I do that on the way to work. I'll just have quiet. I won't turn on the radio. I won't turn on any YouTube messages. I'll just be quiet for that time. And that's when I feel so good sometimes, because you're doing something good for yourself. I hope you have enjoyed this reading, and I hope that you've gotten something out of this beautiful message, because you are beautiful. Your light energy is trying to kind of permeate your environment. So let it out, let it be free, and love who you are. Love who you are. You've come a long way, and you have much more experiences to go through in this lifetime and others. So enjoy the journey, enjoy the experiences. Know that you will get through things, and when you do, you'll appreciate what you learned, and you move on to something else. I wish all of you the very best throughout this week, and I will be back soon with more messages or whatever it is that Spirit wants me to bring to you. Okay? Love and light to all of you. Until next time, namaste.